Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with Stewie JP. I'm Stewie, and this is a quick guide on how to use OBS, Open Broadcast Software, which is the software I use to record my Water Tanks replays. Now hopefully you can adjust this guide to different games if that's what you're into, or simply use them to record and maybe even upload to YouTube your replays of your favourite games in World of Tanks. Now if you go to the OBS website, the link's in the video description, you'll be greeted with this page without my scribble on it, and that's where you can download just like any other software, either for Windows, Mac, Linux, or you can get the OBS Studios, which is what I use, and that's the one that they keep updating, or the OBS Classic. OBS Classic I wouldn't recommend. It is a little bit simpler to use, but they no longer support it. They're no longer updating the software either. So once you download and open the software, you'll be greeted with a box like this. I've got my settings already in here, but I'm going to go through all these different settings: the scenes, sources, the mixer for the audio, scene transitions, and of course your normal settings. So we'll start with the general settings. The general is, I think this is pretty much the default setting. You pick your language, your theme. You can go the dark theme if that's what you prefer. I prefer the normal one. I don't tick any of these boxes. You can hide the cursor if you want to, but I use the cursor in my replays, so I leave it. Automatically record when streaming, if that's something else you want to do. Now this guide is not how to set up for streaming. It's just how to set up for recording. I don't have the connection to live stream, but if you do, you could possibly adapt some of these settings to help you live stream, but I'd encourage you to look for a different guide. This is just how I record my videos for World of Tanks. Enable source and alignment snapping. Not sure what all this is, but this is what I read in my original guide, how to set it up. Snap sensitivity of 10, tick, and then untick the last one. Now this is for your stream settings. If you do choose to stream services or a custom server, Twitch, wherever your servers are, in your stream key, if that's what you're into. Now the output, when I originally started using OBS, these were interlinked, the streaming and the recording outputs, but I'll show you. These are my settings. I'm not sure if they both need to be set like this, but better safe than sorry. So for the streaming, I've got audio track 1 encoder by 264. These two are unticked. VBR bitrate of 8000. CRF of 15, which is 15 is relatively high quality recording. Of course, the higher the recording quality, the bigger the file size. My file sizes are normally 3 to 5 gigabytes for one game with a bit of commentary. I think the biggest I've ever done is a bit over 10 gigabytes, but that was a double shot with 2 games and a bit of commentary at the end. And obviously the bigger the file size, the longer it's going to take to upload to YouTube or wherever you want to upload them. So bear that in mind when you're picking this. When the numbers get higher than 15, the file sizes do get a hell of a lot bigger. This one's 0 for automatic, super fast for CPSU usage. Again, this will depend on what kind of computer you've got. I'm running a relatively new i7 processor with a reasonably new high-end graphics card, so that might depend on if your system's not quite as strong as mine. I'll try and put my system settings in the video description as well. You might need to tone this one down a bit. These are all set to none and unticked. Now the recording settings are quite similar. Custom output to file, and this is this bit here for the file path. You can put that to wherever you like, but obviously you want to save the video to your hard drive before you upload it, or you could put it straight to a website. I don't do that, so I'm not exactly sure how that would work. Container format, I use MP4. There are other ones you can use, but MP4 is one of the preferred container formats for YouTube, and you'll get a lot less issues with YouTube running something like an MP4. Muxa settings, no idea what that is, so I've left that blank. Video bitrate of 8000. 8000 is one of the recommended settings from the OBS website. This one's unticked. Default encoder, CRF equals 15, same as on the streaming settings. 15 being relatively high quality. Audio bitrate of 300, which is plenty. Audio track 1 and the default encoder. Now for the audio, these are pretty much the default settings, all at 320. Onto the fourth part of the settings. Got sample rate of 44. It can be 48. Not entirely sure of what that does, but it works for me. Stereo, default desktop audio, which is that's where OBS is going to draw the audio from your gameplay. I don't have a secondary audio device in the desktop, and the microphone is my USB microphone, and of course that's where the voice comes from. And there's room for 2 others if you need so. Now I haven't got any push to mute or push to talk settings, so I've left them all blank. Now I've got the video base canvas resolution and output scaled resolution at 1920 by 1080, which I think is pretty much, it can go high. No, that is the highest it goes. So because I want my videos to be as clear and crisp as possible, and 1920 by 1080 is the standard, I guess. Got this one at bicubic. Not sure how that works. Common frame per second values of 60, which is the highest you can go. Now I haven't allocated any hotkeys apart from the start and stop recording, but I don't use them because a lot of the hotkeys I use are they're also in the game, so you want to be careful if you are assigning hotkeys for your different settings, and once you get right into it, it's probably something you might look at. But just bear in mind that some of it may affect your World of Tanks replays. Example, the spacebar might pause the video. The arrow keys might fast forward or rewind the video, so you just need to be wary and aware of that. Advanced settings, access priority normal. That's just if for computers that are doing more than one thing at the same time, it'll give more preference to certain applications. Renderer, open, GL, NV12, 601, partial. Again, not exactly sure what these all do, but they were in the recommending settings when I was researching how to use OBS. File name, all I do with my file name is it just names it by the year, the month, the date and the time. Stream delay is not applicable to me, and automatically reconnect, that enables it to try and reconnect if it disconnects, which doesn't really happen. So onto the normal part here. Now this is how we do World of Tanks replays. A lot of these settings and methods of recording will be viable for other games as well, but I'll let you play around with that if you've got other games that you play. You start with the scene, so you add a scene, and you can add it whatever you can call it whatever you like. I'll call mine Stewie JP, and of course now the screen goes blank because I had the main picture, which was this image. So for Stewie JP, I can add a source. Now the source could be an image, so the image, we'll just call it image 1, which is the default thing, and it tells you to see if you can find it. So the next World of Tanks video I'm going to make is one by my old mate Thaddeus in his T37, so I will do picture of Thaddeus and his T37 ready to go in the videos. Now of course we need to, if you're familiar with my World of Tanks replays, you'll know the first 5 or so seconds has got a picture, something like this at the start of the video. So then the next, you can add the next scene, which could just call it scene 1, and of course that's going to be the gameplay. So you add, so you've got scene 1 and the source will be game capture. Game capture, create new, game capture 1, that's fine, or you might call it World of Tanks. And we're going to find it. Now mode, capture any full screen application, you can use that, but it's a little bit iffy. Drop down and I go capture specific window. And that gives you the next option, which is window. And whatever windows you've got open will come up. Now I've got a website open, which is World of Tanks replays. I've got the World of Tanks client, and of course I've got OBS running. So I'll pick World of Tanks client, click OK, and there's his game. So if I hit spacebar, you'll see that it's all going. And this is the start of the game. Now if you've watched videos of mine in the past, you'll also know that at the end I have the results screen. So we can add another scene for that. add the source, and that will be a window capture. Window capture 1, and the windows here, it gives you options, and of course Windows, Water Tanks Replays, Explorer. That one didn't work. Let's have a look. We'll cancel that. Go to Properties. I think we need to open it. Some reason that's not working. So what we'll do, we'll stop the game. We'll turn the game off. And what you'll see, I've actually got this is the results. When you're showing Google Chrome, if you're using Google Chrome, you need to get into your settings, move down to advanced settings, all the way down the bottom, and make sure this is unticked. Use hardware acceleration when available. If you don't do that, you're going to be in a bit of strife. So I've left that open. That's Water Tanks Replays. This is for the results screen. So I'll add a new scene. That'll be scene 3. The source will be window capture. OK. And here it is, Chrome XE, Water Tanks Replays main Chrome. So I'll click OK. So at the end of the video, I can have a look at Thaddeus's results, the team score, and his detailed report. So once I've set up all of those scenes, all I need to do is click on Start Recording. I can't do it now because I'm already recording on the original one, but what I would do is highlight the first one and then scroll through. So highlight the first one, start recording, start talking. I've already got my microphone. You can see the microphone is bouncing up and down. Now when the replay is playing, this desktop audio is also bouncing up and down with the gunshots and the engine sounds. And when I'm normally doing it, I'll just click on this one, which is labeled game, but because I've closed the game, there's nothing really there to see. And then at the end, I'll click on to the victory sign, or hopefully it's a victory, and you'll see the results, and you can comment on the results of the game. Scene transitions, I've got it so that it fades between scenes. See how it sort of fades a little bit between all the different pictures? That's how it does. Anyway, that's about it for my video on the simple guide. I hope it was simple for OBS, Open Broadcast Software, which is a software that I prefer to use when I'm recording my replays and yours. It is free. It's totally open source and free, and I believe it's software of choice for all the YouTubers that do a little bit better than I do and really kick a bit of ass out in YouTube land. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's helpful for some of you who might be considering starting up your own YouTube channel or changing the software that you use, or just keeping some videos for yourself, for your kids, for your family, whatever you want to do to record whatever it is on your computer screen. When you're adding different scenes, of course you can add whatever window you like, or you can just do what I've done in this video, which I never do, but in this video I've just captured a full screen of what's on the screen. Alright, thanks for watching everyone. I hope this has been helpful. Take care, and I'll see you all next time.